Rogue Invitational. We need to have a chat. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. What a fantastic day it is here in Ireland. It's pissing rain again as usual. I'm telling you lads, any day now I'm going to get the balls and I'm going to uproot and move to fucking Canada. Isn't it? Doesn't the sun shine in Canada? I think it does anyway. I like Canada. Canada's where it's at for all these YouTubers and Instagrammers, and you just all do well. All you have to do is put up some stupid content and you're viral and you're made for life. Anyway, so I was speaking to my friend recently. I'm not going to name him, and he was talking about getting invited to the Rogue Invitational. So I spoke to him, and he did well at Worlds. I'm not going to give too much information away, or you'll figure it out. So he did really well at Worlds. He's done well in the past, and he's kind of justified an invite to Rogue. He is also going to the Strongest Man on Earth competition. And he should do really well there again, which would justify an invite to the Rogue Invitational. And lads, I'm going to be honest here. And a lot of you think I'm biased towards Giants Live and World's Strongest Man, and I hate all these other competitions. That is incorrect. I am friends with Darren of Giants Live, and I am friends with World's Strongest Man. That doesn't mean that I don't respect all of the other competitions. I love Strongest Man on Earth. I love Rogue Invitational. I hope they stay there. I hope they're always there because they help grow the sport overall. I genuinely believe that. They're bringing different events. They're making it more, because if you look at the Rogue Invitational, it's different from the Strongest Man on Earth, and it's different from Arnold Classic, and I think it's different. It's probably a bit more like World's Strongest Man than any of the other ones, but it's good because it's different, and we need some diversity across strongmen, and I don't know why, but anyway, we have it, so it's good that we have it. Okay, so I love Rogue. Before I start, I love Rogue, and it's a great competition, but your point system is fucking stupid. It is like, I would imagine if I got my 4-year-old to put the point system together for Rogue, I think he would do a better job than what they're doing. And it's really fucking annoying me because, let's dig in. So I clicked onto the link. So my friend says, wait till you see it. I'm going to send you the link. Have a look. And I had a look. And it's not fucking great, lads. It's not great. So I clicked the link, and it's the Rogue point system. I'm going to put it up here. Over the past 5 years, we have developed a system for how we invite rank athletes to compete in the Rogue Invitational. This structure guides our process of selecting the best athletes in the sport. I'm going to read that part again because it's an important part that they forget to include in their point system. This structure guides our process of selecting the best athletes in our sport. Oh, really? This point system accounts for the current competition year and looks back an additional 3 years to calculate an athlete's point total. The points earned in each preceding year are depreciated in weight. Athletes will gain points and have points fall off their total throughout the year after each event is completed. Given the changes to the sports season with the addition of more events, we plan to add more data to the point system. Select external events will have max points that can be issued from the max. The actual points can be issued will be based on the athletes of the top 30 compete. We will only be assigning points to these events beginning 2025. See table for max points. Now, I don't know what the fuck that means. I think that's probably in relation to the CrossFit, because Rogue is CrossFit. First, it's CrossFit Women second, and then it's Strongman and Strongwomen thirdly, okay? And that's fine, they have their own sport to look after. It's great that they run Strongman. So let's look at the points, the list of athletes first, okay? So in first place, we have Mitchell Hooper, rightly so, I can agree with that. Tom Sloatman second, Evan Singleton, Trey Mitchell, Hafthor Bjornsson, Bobby Thompson, Thomas Evans, Lucas Hatton, Matej Skilikovsky, Oleksiy Novikov, all great athletes. And I'm going to cut through the bullshit. I know you're going to ask me, why is Bobby Thompson there? Why is Thomas Evans there? So let's click their thing, because you can see their thing. This is where I have the fucking problem, by the way. Not with Bobby or Thomas, that is. So you can see from Bobby's thing here, It's invitational was worth 1,090 points, invitational win 0, invitation participation 60. So you get points for even participating in their event, which is fair. It's their own event. Arnold, 1,240 points. Arnold wins 0. World's Strongest Man 0. World's Strongest Man wins 0. Shaw 660. Shaw 0. Which I'm fine with. I'm fine with all that. Right? I am. I really am. But where is Giants Live? I genuinely think, and if you disagree with this, you're wrong, okay? So just bear that in mind before you disagree with me. Giants Live and SCL, in my opinion, both should be there. They're both international competitions. Granted, they're not as big. SCL isn't near as big as Giants Live. But I think it's an international competition that invites newer athletes to be found. And they found Rain O'Neill. So let's... look what they have discovered. So I think SCL, do you know, if you're going to put in points where invitational participation is going to be awarded points, I think stuff like Europe's Strongest Man, and even if they took that on board, just Europe's Strongest Man. But I also think that they should take on Glasgow. If you think about it as well, from the Giants Live perspective, they have the world deadlift record, they have the log press record, they have the axle press record, they have all the deadlift for reps record, they have the Hercules hold record, you know. And you're probably saying to me, oh, Pat, the Hercules hold record isn't that big of a deal. It is. It is. And do you know why it is? Because YouTube said so. YouTube, if you look at it, the world record, Mark Felix, Hercules hold, Giants Live, Wembley 2019. He held it for 46 minutes. But look at the views here. 64 million views on that video alone. Tell me that's not an important world record. Okay? If you do, you're being a cunt. Okay? Now, if I was to ask you before I showed you any of this, what is the most viewed strongman lift of all time? And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say Eddie Hall's 500 kilo deadlift record, because that's what I would say. And I'm never wrong. Let's remember. So I clicked that, and the most I could find, it was on Eddie Hall's The Beast page, and it has 8.5 million views. So Mark Felix's world record on the Hercules hold holds a lot of weight in terms of views and money and everything else, because it has 10 times more views than Eddie Hall's 500 kilo deadlift world record, which is crazy. Can you imagine that? Imagine more people have tuned in to watch Hercules hold than lifting half ton off the ground. In my eyes, holding the Hercules hold world record is impressive, you know, but not near as impressive as a 500 kilo deadlift, let's be honest, okay? So that's just getting back to what Giants Live have done, right? So they have the Hercules hold record, they've all the deadlift reps records. I think they do anyway. A lot of the time they do. For axle, they definitely do, because they do axle nearly every show. So I assume they have all the... Jesus Christ. Oh, the company man was leaking out of me there when I said we. You know what I mean, you cunts. Don't be talking shite. Anyway, so Giants Life has it all. SCL, in my opinion, should be there as well. As I said, they have discovered some great athletes. They have that, they've discovered Rain O'Neill, which I think, come on, Rain O'Neill. The man is a beast. And he proved it again. He's competed in SCL in Italy last week, and I just watched bits and pieces of it through Cerberus page, discount code line. And I was impressed. Again, I'm impressed with that man. He's so fucking good. But anyway, and you're probably saying to yourself, hey, wait a minute, why isn't Rain O'Neill on that list, on the top 10? And you're right. Why the fuck isn't he on that list? But we'd have to scroll all the way down to Rain O'Neill in 17th place on that ranking system, which, by the way, means that he won't be invited to the Rogue Invitational, technically. I imagine he's going to, because, he is the man at the minute. But on technicalities, if Rogue wants to be a bit of a cunt, Rain O'Neill won't be at the Rogue Invitational. Because let's look at his points. So he's World's Strongest Man, he gathered 1,000 points. This is the other thing. I've gone through all of this, and I can make head nor tail of how they come up with the points. It must be some secret, magic, gypsy, troll formula multiplied by pi 3.14 divided, and then they give you the points. World's Strongest Man, 1,000 points. World's Strongest Man win, 100 points. So, is it if you turn up to Worlds you get 1,000 points, and if you win the fucking thing, you get an extra 100 here. Here's a little fiver for winning it. Don't spend it all in one shop now. Can you see how I'm fucking annoyed at this stupid system? Paddy Haynes, 19th place. Like, Paddy had a fucking good year. 4th of Britain's. And I said Britain's is one of the hardest internationals to win. Even though it's not an international, it's one of the hardest fucking competitions to win. Okay? And even if you look at Paddy's record, he proves it in his own fucking record. So he came 4th at Britain's, he came 2nd at Europe's, and 5th at World's. And he's 19th on the list. So all I'm saying is they need to scrap this fucking point system. I don't know how, like, I know what they're doing with the point system. They said that it was to do with, like, if someone gets injured. Where did I read that part? So exceptions points in the table. This table is designed to help athletes avoid being entirely eliminated from points contention, from missing competition for specific reasons, i.e. major injury. And I appreciate that. It's just, I just don't agree with, I don't know, and they have the depreciation value added to it. I just think maybe they should have more of an effect of a depreciation value. I'm not sure what it is. I think it should be divided by 2 probably per year. So if you win the Arnold Classic and you get 100 points, by year 2 it should be worth 50 points. I assume it's something like that. You look at Luke Richardson in 36th place, and we'll click open his thing, and he got 80 points for World's Strongest Man. Fair play to you, Luke. You got 80 points for detaching your bicep. And it's just like Andrew Flynn. Andrew Flynn is ahead of Luke Richardson. Like, if you bear in mind, Luke Richardson came 3rd at Glasgow last year, came 2nd at Birmingham, wasn't it? And won Europe's Strongest Man. 3 fucking fine, hard competitions. And all these other people are ahead of him. It's just, I can't. Why can't I make head nor tail of this? Let me know, what do you think? Am I wrong in thinking it's an absolute bollocks of a point system, that they need to scrap it and create some other point system? Okay, if we open up Mitchell Hooper is number 1 in the list, and I agree with that. You can't argue with that. Mitchell Hooper, granted, he had, and you know what, people say, oh, Mitchell Hooper didn't do that well at World's Strongest Man. He was still 3rd place with all of his fucking personal shit going on, which I think is amazing. Wasn't sleeping, wasn't eating, down weight, not performing, his head is fucked, and still came 3rd. That's amazing. Now, his invitational was worth 2-3. His invitational win was worth 200. Bear in mind now, Ray O'Neill got 1,000 points for World's Strongest Man. Mitchell Hooper has been 3rd. He has been 1st. And he has been 8, and his participation of World's Strongest Man has been 2,230. Where did they pull that number from? And his World's Strongest Man was worth 100. So showing up to Worlds is worth more than winning Worlds. That's great. Look, for winning World's Strongest Man, he got 100 points. For his invitational participation, he got 60. He nearly had the same points for turning up the Rogue as winning World's Strongest Man. So I think there's just stuff like that. They really, really need to look at this sort of thing. Like, do you know when you cut out competitions, imagine this is the case for the next couple of years, and it was always the case. If you rewind back to 2019, if that was always the case, right, where the Rogue, imagine Rogue has been going on as long as Giants Live or whatever, and they never took into account Europe's Strongest Man points, for argument's sake. Like, if you rewind to 2017, you wouldn't be taking on Thor's win, Eddie Hall coming 2nd, Terry Holland's coming 3rd. So they get awarded no points. And look how hard that competition was. Rewind to 2019, right? Look at the lineup in 2019. 1st place, Half Thor. 2nd place, Matt A.S. 3rd place, Janasha. 4th, Tom Stoutman. 5th, Mikhail Shivelkov. 6th, Luke Stoutman. 7th, Mark Felix. 8th, Adam Bishop. 9th, Lawrence Chalet. Are they saying that Europe's lineup Is it because the athletes are not on par with what shows up with the Rogue Invitational? Because that to me is a top 10 at World's Strongest Man lineup. So it has to be, in my opinion, it's a personal thing that they just don't like Giants Live. It has to be, because how can you not consider Giants Live competitions? That's what I think. I think it's personal, and I'm not stirring shit. I am a bit. I'm stirring a little bit of shit because I feel like some shit needs to be stirred sometime. I don't agree with probably 6 of the top 7 of the top 10 there being invited over Rain O'Neill. Rain O'Neill should be the third man invited to the Rogue Invitational. And if he's not invited, Rogue, I'm telling you one thing. I'm telling you now, we're going to have words. We're going to have fucking words. Okay? I think Reno could win it. Reno is a lot of people think, oh, Reno won World's Strongest Man because it wasn't statically heavy. Shut up. You're being a cunt, right? They had max deadlift. They had lots of things. Do you know the hardest thing at World's Strongest Man is the weather? The fucking weather is so cuntish over there. It's like 100 degrees humidity with 900 degrees heat. It's disgusting. Your whole is sweaty and burning your back. And anyway, I'm getting away from the point here. The point is, Rogue, do something about your point system, because it's absolutely dog shit. I don't agree with it, and I'm never wrong. And you need to consider Giants Live and SCL. I'd even take into account the top 3 from... no, I wouldn't really, would I? No. Do you know what, as well? Like, North America's Strongest Man is another competition that should be taken into consideration. That is a heavy stacked competition. I just feel like those 3 for me: SCL, North America's Strongest Man, and Giants Live. And if you're going to be a fucking bitch about Giants Live, you'd have to incorporate Europe's Strongest Man and Glasgow, because Glasgow is the World Tour Finals and the fellas there are no joke. That's all I'm going to say, lads. Let me know your feelings about it. Tell me how you really feel. While we're here, lads, I have these lovely jumpers on sale at the minute on my website, and I ordered these off of a website. They're air fresheners, right? And they smell nice, look. Amazing. And it says, don't be a cunt. And I'm not happy with how they turned out. So for every order, you're going to get a little air freshener. I know it's small, but you know, it's the small things that matter the most, isn't it? You're going to get it for free. I'm just going to throw them into every pack from now on. You're welcome. Thank you, lads. I love you all. Good day to you.